Think about the last time you signed up for anything online. Like these days, it seems like speed and convenience are everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially in payments. I mean, every second you add friction, well, that's potentially a customer you're losing.
That's true. Businesses really don't have the patience for slow processes anymore, especially when it's something as important as getting paid.
Exactly. And that's why we're looking at this NMI article today. It's all about frictionless onboarding, which is super relevant for, well, most of our listeners, right? They're all dealing with this.
It highlights a huge shift that's happening. I mean, it used to be merchant onboarding was all paperwork. It took forever.
Oh, yeah.
But now everything is moving towards these really streamlined digital experiences.
So let's get into that. The article really focuses on embeddable web forms. What makes those so revolutionary for signing people up?
Well, they bring the entire process online. So for merchants, it's incredibly convenient. Sign up anytime, anywhere, no printing, no scanning.
No mailing things in.
Exactly.
It's like a win for everyone involved. But the article focuses specifically on NMI's web forms solution. What makes theirs stand out?
Well, the interesting thing is NMI isn't just taking the old process and putting it online. It's really about rethinking the whole thing.
So give us an example. What are some of the features that really stand out?
One of the big ones is conditional logic. Basically, it makes the forms intelligent.
Intelligent.
They adapt based on the information the merchant is giving you. So you're guaranteeing a really personalized and efficient experience.
Ah, so it's not just one size fits all. It's like a tailored conversation.
Exactly. So let's say you need more KYC info from higher risk merchants. The form can adjust to ask those extra questions, but only when it's actually needed. No need to burden every single applicant.
That makes a lot of sense. It keeps things streamlined for the low risk folks, but you're still getting all the data you need for due diligence.
Exactly. And it's this attention to detail that makes NMI's solution stand out. It's about understanding what both the merchant and the provider need, and then finding a way to make it all work seamlessly.
That actually brings us to another key feature, multi-location support. For bigger merchants, that can be a huge headache.
Oh, absolutely. Think about franchises, businesses with multiple storefronts.
Right.
Before, each location might have needed a separate application, but NMI has simplified that. Now you can add multiple locations within a single application, so you just input your core information once. The system automatically creates agreements that are specific to each location, saves everyone a ton of time and hassle.
So it's all about removing those obstacles, making it as easy as possible for the merchant to get up and running.
Exactly. And it's not just about convenience. This level of efficiency can really impact a provider's bottom line. When onboarding is faster and easier, you can onboard more merchants. More merchants means faster revenue growth.
So it's not just a nice feature to have. It's a real strategic advantage.
Right. And that leads us to another area where NMI is really pushing things forward, integration. In today's world, flexibility is key.
So let's talk about that. What are some of the integration options they've implemented?
They offer both no-code and low-code options. So no matter your technical skill set, you can integrate their web forms into your website, your platform.
So even someone without coding experience can get these forms up and running.
Absolutely. For basic integration, they have an iframe option, zero coding required. But if you want more customization, they have dynamic iframes, JavaScript widgets.
That kind of flexibility is huge. Not everyone has a whole development team, so those plug-and-play options are a game changer.
Absolutely. It really opens things up for a lot of businesses.
The article also mentions keeping the entire process on the provider's website as a key benefit. Why is that so important?
It's all about trust and brand consistency. When you send someone to a third-party site, it feels clunky.
Yeah, it feels like you're being passed off.
Exactly. By keeping them on your site, you're reinforcing your brand and creating that seamless, trustworthy experience.
So we've covered conditional logic, multi-location support, and integration. Anything else notable that NMI has added to their web forms solution?
Yeah, there are actually a few more enhancements that really improve the user experience. They've got white labeling so you can make everything match your brand. And there are options for single-page or multi-page layouts, so providers can choose what makes the most sense for them.
Options are good, but sometimes too many options can be overwhelming. Is it actually easy to set all this up?
That's a good point, and it's a problem you see a lot in this industry. You get these really powerful tools, but they're a nightmare to actually use. NMI's taken a different approach here. They've made their platform really intuitive.
User-friendly.
Yeah, even if you don't have a tech background, you can figure it out.
So you don't need to hire a developer just to get your onboarding form set up.
Not at all. Their interface is all drag and drop. Add fields, remove them, rearrange them, all without any coding.
So they really thought about the user experience.
They have. And that focus on usability, it extends to the merchant experience too. One thing they've added is progress saving.
So you can start an application, save it, come back later.
Exactly. Might seem like a small thing, but it can make a big difference for merchants.
Especially if they've got a lot of information to fill out. Life gets in the way sometimes, Being able to pick up where you left off is great.
Exactly. It's about reducing friction, all kinds of friction, even mental friction. When your merchants feel supported, they're much more likely to finish that onboarding process.
So we've got conditional logic, multi-location support, seamless integration, white labeling, and now progress saving. Sounds like NMI's really thought of everything.
They have. And when you put all these features together, you get a really comprehensive onboarding solution. But the real question is, what does this mean for everyone listening? What are the actual benefits?
That's a good question. Let's step back for a second. We all know onboarding is a crucial step, but traditionally it's been a pain point.
Time-consuming, lots of errors, and just not a good experience. And that can really affect the whole relationship down the line.
So how does a frictionless approach change things?
Well, for starters, you're less likely to lose merchants during onboarding. When it's simple and easy, they're more likely to finish it and become customers.
Makes sense. If you make things easy for them, they'll stick around.
Right. And it's not just about keeping people from leaving. It's about the whole customer experience. A good onboarding experience leads to happier customers who are more likely to recommend you to others.
It's an investment in growth and loyalty.
Exactly. And there's another benefit we haven't talked about yet, operational efficiency. When you automate and streamline onboarding, your team has more time to focus on other things, building relationships, providing support, things that actually grow your business.
Instead of chasing paperwork.
Right. So it's a win-win. Merchants have a better experience, and providers can work more efficiently and make more money.
So this shift towards frictionless onboarding is pretty significant.
It is. It's not just about the tech. It's about changing the way we do business.
Creating a better experience for everyone.
Exactly. And as the NMI article points out, this trend is only going to keep growing.
So what should our listeners take away from all of this?
I think the main takeaway is that frictionless onboarding isn't just a nice thing to have anymore. It's essential. If you don't adapt, you're going to fall behind.
So it's not about keeping up with the competition. It's about staying ahead of it.
That's right. And it starts with understanding what your merchants need and then finding solutions that work for them.
Sounds like a challenge.
It can be, but with the right tools and the right attitude, it's definitely doable.
And the payoff is worth it.
Absolutely. For those who embrace this change, the rewards are huge.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, any final thoughts you want to leave with our listeners?
I would say take a look at your current onboarding process and really think about where the friction points are, and then figure out how to get rid of them.
So find those areas where you can improve, make things better for both you and your merchants.
That's it. Because at the end of the day, happy merchants are good for business.
Couldn't agree more. It's about finding that balance between what your business needs and what makes for a good customer experience.
Yeah, exactly. And it's great to see companies like NMI pushing things forward, showing what's possible.
They really seem to be setting a new standard.
I think so.
Yeah.
And their web forms are just one example of how you can use technology to make things better.
It's not just about the tech, though. It's about understanding what your merchants need.
Absolutely. Put the merchant first. Make sure they feel valued.
Because a happy merchant is a loyal merchant.
Exactly.
Well, that about wraps up this deep dive. The future of onboarding is all about making things frictionless. It's good for merchants, good for providers.
It's been a great discussion. Hopefully everyone listening got some good ideas they can take back with them.
If you want to learn more about NMI and how they're approaching onboarding, definitely check out their website.
They've got all kinds of resources, case studies, white papers, webinars. You can really dig deep into all this stuff.
Until next time, keep those questions coming and keep pushing the boundaries. We'll see you all soon.